Okay, so we'll leave that there, and we're going to jump into the main feature. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Removal of Masks. We're playing through the epic campaign Masks of Nyarlathotep by Chaosium. Um, Great to see you all back. Quick reminder, any interaction would be greatly appreciated. Hit like, share, or subscribe, or drop us a comment to let us know how we're doing. We're down Morven for the first little bit of this, but all that means is that Florence might be a little late to the first meeting. Um, so what we're going to do is we'll get right into the action. It's been 4 years. It's now 1925. Our erstwhile investigators have been passing the intervening years in different ways. Loveday, while she recuperated, um, you know, made sure to brush up on some much needed skills. She's there's a little bit of an edge of seriousness creeping in there. Um, she she still enjoys the partying, loves all that socialite lifestyle, but she's just getting a little bit of a sense of depth to the world around her. Hand in hand with that, she's got to know Tommy Bradford, a friend of Mick's from Ireland. He's quite big on the New York social scene, and he's been making quite frequent visits over to London to get to know Loveday better. Completely separately to the fact that Loveday's father is finding has found quite covert ways to assure the delivery of some weaponry over to the Irish Isle. Um, Loveday's not sure how she feels about that, given recent Irish history, but as Loveday is wont to do, we probably just gloss on past that a little bit, and not mention it too much. We might have a chat with Tommy about it at another time. Certainly, Mihal may have some thoughts on the matter later. Um, Speaking of Mihal has been off changing things. He followed through in his commitments to Tommy. He put him in touch with Loveday and her family, and from his perspective, that was pretty much what was needed. Um, so really, Mihal's focus has been um, going to seminary and becoming a priest. He's got a sense, I think what you said was Mihal has got a sense that there is something deeper and darker out there, and somebody needs to take care of it. And his perspective is that's what the church is for. And he wants to be a part of that. He wants to get a look at it, and he wants to be able to help in almost an official capacity with dealing with this kind of thing and putting a stop to any of these strange. He wouldn't use the term supernatural, um, but definitely that's what he's I think trying to work around is. And he, I think, feel free to jump in here, Bob. He's it's partly avoiding and going, okay, I'm clutching for my religion to hold on to, but it's also trying to find that kind of how can I do something about this if it comes up again, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think he feels that
Cool.
he could have done better down in Peru when faced with what he was
Yeah.
faced with. So he's trying to.
And surely the church knows how to
Well, I
deal
think he
with
probably
this,
discovered pretty
and
quickly that
so
they don't. So he's plotting his next steps.
very good, very good. Um, and Ruby has also she's gone and done some volunteering at a sanatorium, uh, looking after people who are suffering trauma, various physical and psychological, from the Great War. It's been a real eye opener for her. She's developed a bit of extra skill around the medical field, particularly in understanding and learning about the human character and human nature. Um, this has not, however, made her a more sedate and serious character. She's still absolutely thriving in her party lifestyle. Still one of the glowing sparks on the London social scene. And if Loveday has anything to do with it, soon to be a bright star in the New York social scene as well. Saorla, sorry, not Saorla, Valentine. Valentine um, got promoted, has worked hard. She's worked harder than ever before. She's then gone on to work even harder on her own personal project, digging deeper and deeper into certain mysteries that she's trying to get to the bottom of. Despite exhortations from her friends to maybe rein back a little bit and take some personal time, not spend all hours of the day and night working. Valentine is quite happy to blithely go on and put in every waking hour into research, documentation, tracking, tracing, following up on leads, and writing some cracking articles. Um, Florence had some disturbances and strange news in the intervening 4 years. She spent quite a lot of time doing some quite deep self-examination and personal work around her experiences in Peru and her strange behavior after, which was um, referenced quite tactfully to her by her partner in the private investigation firm. Um, Florence seems to have a handle on that and seems to have got to grips with these issues, and everything is on a brighter path. And she's become a godmother to a wonderful young boy. Um, Now, much to the chagrin of her friends, she's also hopping off to New York City. Um, so we're not going to have any kind of dramatic cutaway or cutscene or fun lead in to this. Instead, what we're going to do, we're going to talk a little bit about research, because while Loveday and Ruby, we have established, aren't really digging in, and after this telegram they've got from Jackson Elias saying he needs help investigating something to do with the Carlyle Expedition. Um, they're just going over to socialize, maybe see Tommy Bradford, and if they can help, they'll help. But on the other hand, I'm quite certain that Valentine Bow and Florence Harper would definitely have done their research. And so, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to drop some articles onto our corkboard in Roll20. A few clippings, bits and pieces that Valentine and Florence, between them individually, would have picked up and found. Um, we will I will leave them there, and during the course of your meetup, and as you all get reacquainted with one another, we might, you know, as one of you pulls out a little manila folder or something, we might do a little read through on some of these articles. But for now, what I might say is the first thing we'll get is, for Valentine, for yourself, just a little bit of reference information Big Apple Dateline would be the first article that you would have dug up uh, with reference to Roger Carlyle and the Carlyle Expedition. So, do you want to maybe give us a quick readout of that, with what the date of the article is, and the just a quick readout of that article?
Oui. You want me to read the entire article?
Yes, go for it. I think it's a little one.
Oui, so this is from April the 4th, 1919. So Roger Carlyle, the playboy, whom everybody knows or knows about, is quietly leaving New York tomorrow to check out the tombs of Egypt. You've seen the cuties Roger has found in the night spots. Who can doubt he'll dig up someone or something equally fabulous from the Egyptian sands? It's a very weird article.
It's a typical society piece from New York in the 1920s, seemingly verging very close to inappropriate and irreverent tone, and in no way reflecting the seriousness of what happened to the Carlyle expedition. So what's happened is you've all made your way to New York. You arrived various times in the few days leading up to January 15th. Okay. The morning of January 15th, Jackson has reached out to each of you at your various hotels. Now, do you think you guys would have communicated and touched base with each other beforehand and arranged to stay perhaps in the same hotel? Would Loveday have booked out a floor or grabbed a suite or something similar, or would you all be maintaining your own accommodations? Like, I think, Mick, you live in New York, don't you? So probably you wouldn't be staying in a hotel with the others.
Yeah, and I'd be probably a little offended if they didn't get in touch when they got in. I mean, I could probably help them. Yeah, if we're in touch at all, I could help them, find somewhere. But of course, no need with the amount of money that Loveday has.
The money that's going to get thrown at the problem might make that unnecessary. Yes, absolutely.
I did Loveday's backstory is that she had a godmother and godfather who she lived with in New York during World War II. So she would probably have gone stay with them and presumably taken Ruby too. Ruby wanted to come and stay. They would have had an open door policy for any of Loveday's friends.
Okay, fabulous. So you're staying with friends. You're not going to go stay at the at any of the big hotels. You're okay. Perfect. Godmother and godfather on a similar level of wealth to your daddy, or
probably not quite that much, but yeah, nice brownstone. Yep.
Okay. So nice brownstone in New York City with enough space for an open door policy, so any of your friends can also stay over if they want. Okay. Would you have let Florence know about this pre traveling over, or? Because I know for sure you in the between 1921 and 24, you definitely were in contact with Florence. You nearly got her in some trouble, if I recall.
Yes, I needed a potential boyfriend vetting. I don't know whether she ever wrote back, actually. I'll have to ask Morven whether she would have said, please never ask me to do that ever again. I think if they'd been in contact, if they'd bumped into each other for any reason, Loveday would have just invited her along as well, as she would have, to be honest, any of the others, because she has no concept of other people's property, so she would have been like, yeah, come stay. My aunt and uncle won't care.
Okay. Would you have taken a time to send a telegram to Paris to say, Valentine, don't get a hotel, come stay with me? Or would you have maybe thought of that when you arrive in New York and go, I wonder where Valentine is staying?
Sadly, probably the latter. I'm very sorry, Valentine. Okay. I can't imagine Valentine's had much to correspond with Loveday about, truth be told, in the last four. So not so there's an ongoing conversation there.
Valentine, I believe, was in regular contact with Florence, so she probably would have reached out to Florence, and they might have travelled together or met up in New York. and they're probably
I would guess you probably traveled
staying in
together,
a very weird little
and
bed and breakfast somewhere. That is all they can afford.
you're looking at a kind of little bijou place, a
Yes.
boutique hotel, or a bohemian kind of
We.
um, boarding house. Okay, so probably nothing um, uncomfortable, but nothing super expensive either. You're not staying in like the Plaza or the Grand
No.
Hotel or
If
anything like that.
Valentine has a lot of
Okay.
contacts all over the world due to her work, so she might have gotten you know, a bit of a discount on the boarding house.
Okay. There's a place quite convenient to the center of New York. Hotel Gerard. It's on 123 West 44th Street. It's quite close to Times Square. Um, it's a little of a bootleggers and wrong side of the law types though. Um, there is a Times Square hotel which is nicer. It caters mostly to young men, young single men, but there is one floor reserved for female guests. Or as you say, boarding house might be the way to go.
I think Valentine and Florence can be comfortable in most places. They talk to all sorts of people, so bootleggers are fine.
So, yes, as I was saying, Jackson Elias has reached out to all of you this morning, the morning of the 15th of January. Uh, you've all been contacted, and he's basically said, "I'm staying at the Hotel Chelsea. Come meet me. I'm looking forward to seeing you all. I got some pretty big news." It's not even scandal. I don't want to talk about it over the phone, but it's it's a big deal. Um, I can't remember which one of you mentioned the Carlyle Expedition when we were in Peru, but just in part of my one of research for my new book, I was digging around and it just rang a bell, and so I started scratching the surface and went deeper and deeper. Um, and so meet me at the Hotel Chelsea at 8 p.m. Um, if they ask who you're here to see, just tell them it's Jackson Elias in room 410. But I'll meet you all down in the bar anyway. And that was the update you got from Jackson this morning by phone. He seemed not quite himself. He seemed almost nervous, and that bit about not wanting to talk about it on the phone was really strange. So we say you guys arrive at the Hotel Chelsea around 8 p.m. Close-ish to 8 p.m. Who do we think would arrive first? Who's going to trickle in? Who'd be
I'll
swanning in a bit
probably go down to
late?
about 7:15 or so, just to not
Cool.
beat everybody all at the same time.
And how are you, Mick, dressed? Are you in uh, dog collar?
I think he probably has a slightly less formal thing, like he'd be recognizable as a priest, but not necessarily that kind of. Yeah, he'd probably have the collar on, but not necessarily the black garbs, you know.
Cool. So collar on, and over a nice shirt and a bit of a tweed jacket or something like that. Just the casual priest, the priest
Yeah.
you can have a chat to. Okay, cool. So you mosey on into the Hotel Chelsea first. Um, the doorman gives you a quick look as if, and then he spots your the neck. And go ahead, Father, and
Thanks.
opens the door for you.
Mick's still like he feels like he should say thank you, my son, but he can't quite. He's not. You know, he's too young and he doesn't
Not
quite.
there yet.
He's
Yeah,
not
okay.
quite comfortable with it. You know.
Very good, very good. Okay. So you go in. Do you go straight to the bar, or do you go to the desk and ask
No, I'll
about
be a little
Jackson
more.
Elias? Or
I figure he'll be down at 8. I'm going to go to the bar and see if any of these ladies from my traumatic past are hanging around.
and none of them have arrived yet at that point. No. So you sit and relax in the bar. Would he have a drink?
No, I think
or-
he's a little bit worried that the cosmopolitans are going to start to flow as soon as these. He's like, here we go. We always seem to be in bars. I think he's probably making some notes. He's got a few things to tend to over the next place. He's making some little notes over what he's got to do.
Yeah, it's kind of Jackson could easily have had you meet him in his room, but he seemed to think maybe that this would be more the speed of some of your group.
He's probably right, but I think Mick sort of resents a little bit having to come all the way down here. As much as he wants to meet all these people, there's a lot going on up in Manhattan, like Upper Manhattan, where he's based. Sort of, they're the edge of Central Park. They have the church, and there's a lot going on. And this is a long hike, He's got a lot of people kind of counting on him, so I think he's intrigued, but also he's making his plans over the next couple of days. The stuff he's got to do. So
Okay. And would either group Ruby and Loveday, would you guys be quite keen to get to the bar and so arriving a little early, or would you be plenty of time, there's no panic, let's arrive whenever we get there?
Well, I'll let Ruby jump in if she needs to, but I fear the Goddards have, sundowners on the terrace and lots of very nice wine in stock. So we've probably sat down to just have an early evening drink, and then have had to race for a car outside because we've realised that we're very nearly going to be late.
Okay, fabulous. And so luckily in the 1920s New York traffic wasn't a thing. So you're not greatly delayed if you have a car on standby that you can call upon. You will get to the Hotel Chelsea in the nick of time. Which means then Valentine, you probably will be the next to arrive. Would you be turning up early or a little later?
So Valentine wanted to get there early, and then Florence needed to make a phone call. So Valentine headed down by herself and probably arrived about between 7:30 7:45. So a little bit early.
Okay, so Mick's not on his own for long. The last of the kind of winter light is just past. It is very cold in New York this winter. Looking at my little calendar here, I will see how cold it is at the moment. It is not. It has been tremendously cold this January so far, and so. Yes, you're probably well bundled up coming to the hotel, and taking care en route. But it's a relief. It's quite nice to get in, and you go. I assume go to the bar where the plan is to meet Jackson, and you immediately spot Mick. Would you be sitting up at the bar, Mick, or would you have taken a table?
Mick tends to sit in the corner in pubs now.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So you come in and immediately spot Mick sitting in the corner, back to the wall, with a decent sized table, sitting there by himself. Would you have a good book out, Mick? Or would you have
he's
the good book out?
His mindfulness, his presence, if you like,
Very good. Okay, he's looking very serene.
Well, yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Is he looking serene,
He's
or
trying
is he
to
just
look
trying to
serene,
look serene? Okay, very good. So Mick looks somewhat uncomfortable, sitting alone in a bar, and hands folded in front of him, but he doesn't look at peace and comfortable. Would Valentine notice? Do you think how Mick is dressed?
I assume she would have heard that he'd become a priest, but maybe not.
Depends how much you guys have been in contact. Would you've touched base with each other over the past few years, or
Not me.
Unless Florence knew.
so no?
So,
But Valentine is quite observant, so yeah, I think
Okay.
you'd notice anyway straight away. No, Florence hasn't mentioned it for sure.
so can I go up and greet?
Yep, you arrive at the table and
Bonjour, mijo.
you notice the collar.
Jesus, Holy Mary, Mother of God. It's the French woman. How are you? You're looking wonderful.
You've forgotten my name already.
Valentine, of course I have not. I would not. No, not at all. How are you? You're looking wonderful.
Oh, wonderful. You are dressed. Are you in disguise or?
I was on my way to a fancy dress party when, yeah. No, not at all. No. I went and I ate God's biscuit, as they say. I became a priest.
Oh, you became a priest. Oh my God.
That's right, yeah.
Pourquoi?
Yeah. Well, it was my mother's dying wish, for one thing. But also, face to face with the eldritch horror and all that.
You became a priest because of the incident, shall we say?
Well, it was an influencing factor. I'll tell you the truth, Valentine. I was touched. I was touched at the end of it all. You're trying to find your father, and it seemed like there was a lot of things left unanswered, and I didn't feel, to be honest with you, that I'd done as well as I could do by yourself. Or, I would have liked to be more used to you down there, and I thought that maybe if I found out a little bit more about what was going on, that if I ever found myself in that situation again, or with people facing them kind of troubles, I might be more used to them.
By becoming a priest?
Yeah, I'm not sure now was it the best idea. It did seem like it at the time.
Yeah, and what have you learned by becoming a priest?
I've learned a lot about human suffering. I've learned a lot about psychological warfare. I've learned a lot about the inadequacies of theocracy, and really, to be honest with you, an awful lot of the evil that they're fighting, they're imagining it. I haven't found the stuff that we bumped into. It's not knocking around Upper Manhattan, I can tell you that.
Interesting. You haven't come across any strange mysteries,
Well, there's plenty of mysteries. But insofar as monsters and goblins, it's the evils of man you'll find here, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Same old story. Not to be too intrusive, Valentine, but did you ever make any progress?
To do with my father? No. I found many strange happenings, across France, across different countries, but not a trace of him. It's very vexing.
Well, this could be a lead for you here today now.
Well, perhaps it is something else entirely. But Jackson seemed very, serious about whatever this is. So I'm interested.
Yeah.
It's lovely
myself and
to
Jackson,
see everybody again.
Do you know, he's been here in New York, but we haven't seen each other much. We had a little bit of an argument now the last time we saw each other.
Oh dear.
I wasn't thrilled about his book,
It wasn't what you've written a book, but what was it?
Oh, sure, Jesus, he does nothing but write books.
Oh.
He wrote a book about Peru.
Oh.
He wrote a book about the Carrie series, and what did he do? He made out that they were just a bunch of messers, that they were just people playing dress up.
People.
A cult.
Oh, a cult. Well, that's.
And I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed. I told him that. I mean, we're getting on all right, but we gave each other a bit of a wide berth for a while, you know.
So was any of it the truth?
I look at. I mean, a lot of it was true. A lot of it was true from his perspective, but I don't know how much he's fooling himself. And I mean, I don't see the point of jetting around the world if you're not going to be honest about what you see.
That is a very good point. And also, his book cannot have done that well because it never made it to Paris. So,
But do you read in Paris? Do you?
we do. We can read and write. So,
Do you know what always bothered me about Paris is when you look at a bookshelf, all the books look the same. Because they all have them white spines. You have you have nice book covers, but the spines are all the same. So when you see somebody's book collection, it's just a bunch of white books. You can never find what you're looking for. Did you never notice that?
well, maybe it's because people don't want you to find things on their bookshelves.
I was there as a member of the British Army actually at the time, so yeah, maybe.
That might explain it.
And I would say we've been chatting for a little bit, and about that time, as you guys are reach a little bit of a light-hearted moment, and the smiles all around, the two young ladies swan into the bar moments before 8 o'clock, having a little giggle between themselves, brushing off light dusting of snow. It seems to have started to snow outside. It is at this point, ladies, absolutely freezing out there. Like ice on the streets, everything. And yes, snow has begun. You heard that there was a pretty severe blizzard earlier in the month before you arrived, but hopefully nothing more like that scheduled for the next while. And the two of you swan on in, and you spot Mihal and Valentine seemingly getting on like a house on fire, having a little chuckle between themselves at a table. Mick sitting with his back to the corner, Valentine sitting across from him, and Valentine, I think you probably have a little valise with you, right? Because you've got some files. Yeah. So Valentine, a little valise just placed on the table to one side, and we'll have you two ladies come in and greet everyone.
I'll let you take the lead there, Loveday.
God, isn't it so fucking cold outside? We should have stayed in London, for God's sake. All right, let's go say hello and then let's go get a drink, shall we?
We shall.
And we shall. And I think Loveday would swan across and probably grab Valentine very demonstrably and do proper French air kiss on two cheeks, whether Valentine is having it or not. And then turn to Mick and go, "Oh, Mick, I feel like we've seen each other just last week. I was having the most wonderful conversation with Tommy about you," and she's just going to fully go in for a hug.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Well done. Yep, thank you.
I think the cosmopolitans have been flowing already.
Well. Ruby, how are you getting on?
How are you, more importantly? I believe a lot of change has happened within your life. I see the collar there.
Yeah, I do wear the collar, yeah. A lot of change, yeah.
Following the events of Peru, perhaps?
Oh, sure, myself and Valentine were just talking about it. Look, it's complicated, you know, and after all, I'm Irish, so it's sort of, there's a genetic disposition there to go to the priesthood, I think. You know.
You don't need to explain to me. I understand. So drinks, everybody? Drinks?
Maybe a cup of tea to warm me up. What do you think?
Tea? Surely not.
You've heard of it?
Remember, in the US at this point, prohibition is
Absolutely
still in effect.
Cup of tea, folks.
You can't actually order drink at the bar.
There are ways and means, but in here, maybe it's tea for now.
It's quite an upscale hotel. They wouldn't be serving drink at the bar. This is probably why the ladies were pre-drinking.
I think there's probably going to be genuine shock and disappointment for Loveday and Ruby there, because it's just this little bubble that they live in where they can have whatever they want, and to suddenly be met with, we can't have our cosmopolitans in this lovely bar hotel with our friends. It's just going to be well, what's even the point of being here?
Yeah, maybe we need to move on.
To where?
Anywhere that's selling drinks anywhere. We need them. We need to numb ourselves from the cold. Just drink more. That's how it works.
I don't think that's possible without, how you say, giving the money under the table type. No? No,
Well, okay.
this is-
Anything is possible.
Well-
Anything is possible. Yeah, there are ways and means to get the old dish
I mean,
kebab.
under over is fine by me.
Could I suggest
But,
that you
do
get
you know
into
what?
New York
Maybe you're
for
right.
maybe
Cups of tea.
15 minutes before breaking the law?
Where's the fun in that, Mick? Come on now.
Yeah. No, do you know what? No. I do. You know what? I love a man and a collar, and if he says no drinking, then no drinking for us, Ruby. We're good girls, remember?
Oh,
So,
okay.
yes, cups of tea all round, everybody.
Well, from what I hear, Loveday, it's not the men in the collar that you're chasing around.
Well, I'm not going to argue with that. I thought we were having cups of tea.
Right.
So you flag down a young man, and he comes over, takes an order, comes back with a couple of very fine pots of tea, puts them down on the table, and asks if would you be eating tonight, or are you waiting for someone?
Could you send word up to Jackson Elias that we're waiting for him in the bar?
Jackson Elias, and what room would that be, sir?
Did you say?
410. 410.
Room 410. Very good. I'll have a reception call up to him.
Thank God for you,
And,
Ruby.
He pops out to reception. So there's still no sign of Florence, and it's now 8:10, and there's no sign of Jackson either. So do you grab a little bite, or
Sure, might as well.
You may have a look at the menu.
Might as well.
Has anyone heard from Florence? Has anyone been in touch with her? Is she coming?
Oh, Florence and I travelled together, and she said she had to make a phone call, but I thought she would be finished by this stage.
Valentine, you know she most likely is talking to her partner, and it's most likely well after the godson's bedtime, so possibly getting a chance to catch up at the end of the day, despite it being quite late on the other side of the ocean. But you all do kind of think it's a bit strange, a little uncharacteristic of Jackson Elias not to pop down right on time.
I hope he has not been eaten by how you call it, a Karen. It's a joke.
You made a joke! You made a joke, Valentine!
Wow.
Come here, I have to say a quick prayer. That's amazing. I'm so impressed. Oh, sorry, I'm being rude now.
You're a man of the cloth, so I forgive you.
Sensing the tension there. I think
Already?
I don't see any tension at all. We had a lovely moment. I think you were trying to inject drama in here, Ruby.
would I? Never.
Ever.
Absolutely never. Do we go up to the room maybe? Do we check on him? What should we do?
This lad went and checked for us. Has he come back to us yet or what?
He does come back, and he's standing waiting for a moment in conversation
Well,
to step
come on.
forward. There doesn't seem to be an answer up in the room. Are you sure Mr. Elias is here today?
He should be.
We're a little concerned for our friend's health. Would it be possible for one of us to go up and speak with him directly?
Well, if you're meeting him and he's expecting you, I'm fine for all of you to go up. He is supposed to be in the room.
Well, what do you think? I mean, he could be coming in from outside as well. Maybe he's not in the room.
Maybe to stay here, to go up.
You could ask at the desk. You could ask at the desk if the key is here. Well, generally, a guest will leave a key behind the counter if they're going out. Still back in those old days where you'd drop the key at the counter on your way out the door.
And it's practically a blizzard outside, so I am genuinely nervous that something might have happened.
Well, there's no monsters in New York. Do you know? Let's just go and see.
Oh, it is just feeling horribly familiar, though, isn't it? Well, whatever happens, we're not bloody going anywhere by ourselves, so we're all going up, or none of us.
Agreed.
And what if Florence arrives?
Or what if Jackson arrives and we are not there?
We go 2 by 2.
Would you like me to keep an eye out for your friend?
You can keep an eye out for an English woman with a bob cut and finely balanced mental health. Send her up. Send her up when she gets here, you know.
There's a little moment of shock on his face. Oh, very good, yes.
It's an accurate description, to be honest.
He's this. I won't say it's probably the bar manager, and he seems to have a little bit airs and graces about himself. So he's taking this very seriously. And the quip kind of caught him on the wrong foot. Of course, I will ask her to go up to room 410 when she arrives. Would there be a name I should wait for?
Florence is her name, and I'm quite serious. So
Florence.
But here's the story now. If we get up there and he doesn't answer the door,
well, then you come back down, obviously.
Avoid that.
No. I mean, the gentleman may just not be answering the phone, and therefore, we're happy for you to go up and knock on the door, but I mean, nobody is going to come and open the door for you or anything like that.
State of health is what I'm saying.
Well, then we would call the police. There's no one is going to be breaking into someone's room. I mean, I understand you're a clergyman, but this is New York City, my friend. We do things sensibly here.
I've lived in New York City for quite some time, my friend. And I know that that's not true. Shall we?
Very good. I'll keep a lookout for your companion. And I shall be delicate with her mental health.
She has a mind like fine china.
He heads back away. Very, very well. He heads over to the bar and makes himself busy. And you four sit there uncomfortably for a couple of moments.
Oh my God. Maybe we should go up.
I mean, he didn't seem himself, did he, when we spoke to him, so I'm genuinely nervous now, I think. Let's just go and see.
So let's
worth a knock.
Okay, so you guys go upstairs. And elevator door slides open. Old world rickety elevator, brass kind of cage. You step out into corridor and start walking down toward room 410. You haven't really spent much time catching up. You haven't seen each other in a long time. So, a couple of glances at each other. Just reminding yourselves, we're here together. You're not really sure what this is all about, but definitely something strange if Jackson isn't showing up at the appointed time.
Before we arrive,
you walk on
can
down.
I ask how many people are carrying weapons
I've always got a gun with me, especially since Peru, don't you worry.
Excellent.
I also have a weapon with me as well, thanks to the training from Loveday.
Ah, fabulous. Okay, we are all prepared.
Okay. And you continue on down the corridor and approach room 410. And just as you get to the door, one of you raises a hand to knock. Inside, you hear a crash of something getting knocked over. What do you do?
I think it's time to kick the door down. No? Too extreme?
Not?
You go for it, Valentine. You go for it.
Go for it.
C'est une question,
I would
or are
kick.
we kicking? Okay. I will give you, give me a strength check, please,
I cannot
Valentine.
find where it is.
Top of the sheet,
Strength.
on the first
Okay.
tab.
We roll.
Nice.
Oh. The success was extreme.
Oh, an extreme success. Okay, right. Well, that's the end of that door. So the door smashes inward, the lock splintering out of the door frame. Bits of door scattering across the floor, and the door slams open so hard it almost ricochets back off the wall. Inside, you see 3 people. They're dressed in quite generic clothing, sort of slacks, not expensive clothes, probably cheap trousers, and they all have headbands around their heads. Okay, one of them is by the window with his hand on the window frame and one foot up, as he's like actually in process of stepping out the window. Another is kind of behind him, holding a knife, and his head snaps around and looks at you as you kick in the door, Valentine. And the third is on the closer side of the room to you, and he's standing at a table, and he's kind of rifling and gathering up papers off a table. Give me spot hidden checks, please. Okay. Ruby, no. You guys feel free to shout out your results.
Failure
as they
across
come
the
up.
board.
I think full failure, yeah.
Failure. Everyone's failing. Okay. But that's immediately, Valentine. What strikes you as you kick in the door, you see these 3. It's kind of almost like a tableau moment as the one behind with the knife, his head snaps around, he looks at you. The other one just keeps frantically trying to push pieces of paper into his pockets, things he's gathering up off the table. And the one at the window is he was already in the process of stepping out the window. He's going to go for the window. Okay.
Can I also ask at an admin moment, do we need to do our luck rolls
Go for it.
this session?
Oh, you do. Might be. Did we not do that during the downtime?
I can't
No, we
remember.
didn't. Yes, you should. Everyone, feel free. Throw a luck roll and hope to fail. Well spotted. Well done.
Then it's 1d10, is it?
Failures worked in our favour that
Yeah.
time, gang. For once. Is it then we roll a d10 to add? Is that right, Guy?
Yes. Roll a d10 to add to your luck.
Sorry, I've just rolled mine like 5 times because of being on the iPad. I do apologise, everybody.
Okay. But Ellie, you're getting 10 luck. Sorry, Loveday's getting 10 luck. Valentine's getting 9 luck. Ruby's getting 6, and Mick, you're getting 8 luck. Wow, everyone, your luck is definitely in tonight. Okay, so the first to react is does anyone have a gun in hand and ready? We didn't say anybody had a gun out, did we? You said you were armed, but nobody had taken a gun out. Okay, so in that case, we will be going in this order. Ruby Fontaine is the first to react. Ruby, what you see, because you see slightly different thing to Valentine, past Valentine as she kicked this door in, you just see one person. He is a kind of rough-looking guy. Quite not, I wouldn't say a stocky build, but he's kind of thick set, and twitchy looking. He has a headband, bandana on around his head, or some kind of headband anyway, and he's rifling a table in Jackson's room. What is Ruby going to do?
I think I'd just say, "What are you doing? Where's Jackson?"
Okay.
Yeah,
and you shout out, or you just
shout
ask
out
in a conversational tone? Okay. He doesn't respond. Keeps doing what he's doing. You just is that what you're doing? You're just asking and waiting for an
I'd
answer.
assume somebody else would jump in if he does nothing.
Cool. Okay.
If he doesn't respond to me.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. So then, Jimmy, what I'll do, Ruby, is at the end of the round, once everyone else has kind of reacted, if you've asked this question, that's all you've done. You could have time to do something else, like maybe pull your gun out or something like that, but not another full action, right? Because your part of your action is waiting. Okay. Next will be Jimmy. He spins around Valentine, and he's gonna throw that knife at you. Oh, and he misses. It thuds into the door frame beside you. Okay, and that was his action. And then we have the guy at the table getting the paperwork column. He finished stuffing stuff in his pockets. Also looks up and he dashes toward the window. He won't make it out the window this round because obviously his way is blocked by a riggy. But yeah, he's running for the window. None of them are speaking or shouting or making any kind of sound. They're all moving with haste and stealth. As they're now turning and doing things, you see they all seem to have some kind of red strip of cloth or something hanging from their headband. Okay, and then it is to Mihal. What is Mihal going to do? You're at Valentine's shoulder, seeing into the room.
I am going to head for column as fast as I can, and going through.
Okay, I would say with your dexterity, you're well able to catch him.
Okay, my main thing is I'm going to hold this man down. He's not leaving.
Okay, so you're grabbing him, or grappling him. That is a maneuver, and it's a brawl. So you're going to make a grapple check, and then it will be strength versus strength to see if he breaks free or if you keep him holding.
That's a brawl check, then, is it?
So you're going to run in, and you're going to make a brawl check, please.
Failure. Oh, you know what? Can I use 3 points of luck on that one?
You absolutely can. Good job. We're in the flow of it already. Good stuff. Okay, so 3 points of luck. You kind of you go for him, and he sidesteps, but he sidesteps straight into you. And you get a grab of him. he has already done his thing. He is going to try to fight back. He's not going to try and dodge. So he's going to try and fight back. He's going to try and
Punching a
punch you
priest.
as you grab him. And so he makes a punch. And yes, he hits you for a total of 6 points of damage, Mick. Now this is not lethal damage. This is kind of knock you out, stun you, knock you to the ground damage. Okay, so you take a pretty brutal clip to the chin as you come in. You would have got him. You would have got a tackle into him, but he just spins around and lashes out with a punch and clips your chin, doing 6 points of damage. That is pretty high level of damage for you to take all in one go. But we're not going to say it's a major wound because it's not physical. It's not like permanent damage. Okay, Loveday. So what you see where you are. Ruby is to one side of you. You're behind Valentine. Mick was ahead of you. He's run into the room. You can now see past where Mick was into the room. So what would Loveday do?
Pull out a gun, definitely. It will have been in her handbag, so that's one action, isn't it?
Okay.
It's pulling out a gun, yeah.
I would say you could pull out a gun and take a single shot if you want to, but it'll be at a penalty.
Okay. I might actually try and intimidate them into at least stopping. So pull out the gun and
brilliant.
point it at the guy who threw the knife. I wouldn't know his name. So point the gun at the guy who threw the knife and say, "Stop, or I'm going to shoot you." And I'm a very good shot.
In that tone of voice?
Stop! I will shoot you, and I am a very good shot.
Okay, give me an intimidate check, please. Okay.
Success.
He definitely looks off-put, discombobulated. Was very much taken aback by your yelling at him and pulling a weapon. Okay, so the next is Iregi, the guy in the window. He is going out the window. There's no hesitation. There's nothing. He doesn't stop to look and see how his friends are doing. Nothing. He just swings himself out the window onto the fire escape, and he's off like a shot. Okay. Valentine.
Valentine is also going to pull out her gun, which she has in her bag, and similarly point it to intimidate, and basically say, if she misses, well, I won't.
You show.
It's a girl power, baby.
Go for an intimidate as well then.
But we will.
Oh.
She's successful.
So you succeed your intimidate.
Yep.
Okay, great stuff. So and that was just generally into the room. I will shoot. Okay. I will. Okay, super. And then Ruby, it's back to you. So Ruby, end of the round. The guy in the window has gone out the window. The guy who was at the desk has just given Mick a mighty clip, and put him down to the ground. Yes. So Ruby, end of the round. We said you pulled your gun and you were waiting to kind of see what happened as the others took their actions and what these intruders did. Do you do anything at the end of the round? Do you pull your gun or anything like that?
Yeah, I follow suit. I
okay, got it.
See the situation here, and I instantly grab my weapon.
Okay, so then top of the round, it's over to you. You now have a gun out, which means you act far quicker than anybody who doesn't have a gun out if you're shooting. And this is a Call of Cthulhu thing. It's quite cool for combat. if you've got a gun in your hand, if you decide to pull the trigger, you act 50% higher in the initiative track, right?
Okay.
If you decide to do something else, like pick up a bottle and throw it across the room, you act at your normal dexterity initiative rank, right?
Okay.
But pulling a trigger is faster than running across a room or grabbing someone or trying to punch someone by far. So you get that boost that you'll potentially go much quicker than others. So that is quite a nice mechanic for having a ready weapon. Okay. Question is, are you ready to use your weapon, or is that too soon at this point?
So I'm right in thinking the one near the window is already left.
Yep.
And the guy that threw the knife.
He's now pretty much next one to go out the window.
Okay, and then there's a guy rustling the papers, which is the guy that I shouted at to ask where Jackson is.
And Mick has tried to grab him and got clocked.
I think I'm going to shoot my gun and try and kneecap him.
Ooh, okay. You're going to get a penalty dice for trying to make a specific shot to a particular body part.
Interesting, okay.
But go ahead.
So do I click the weapon?
You can roll your handgun. Yes, but you are in point blank, so you get a bonus dice. So actually, they cancel out. So you're just going to make a handgun check to shoot him in the leg.
I just click that. Oh no!
Ooh. That is a fumble. That is a fumble. Okay.
Oh no!
And it was Column. It was the guy. It was the guy Mick tried to grab, whose leg you're shooting at, right?
Yeah. How dare he go for Mick like that? I'm sorry you've not got anyone better after you, Mick.
Mick.
Yeah, Ruby.
You take 6 points of damage.
Oh my!
You are shot in the arm.
That's all the points I have.
So shooting into combat. So you're
There is
unconscious,
no
Mick.
way.
The punch didn't. The punch isn't like gonna kill you, right?
But I do.
So that's enough to put you down, and it is a major wound. Okay. So we will deal with what a major wound means later. But so let this be a wonderful object lesson for the dangers of shooting into hand-to-hand combat in Call of Cthulhu. If you fumble, you're going to shoot somebody else that you didn't mean to shoot. Okay. Good instinct. Maybe the execution was a little excited with the gunfire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Ruby. You have a little bit of a moment of shock, actually. I think you're.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Jimmy hears the gunshot, and he is going to also try and leap out of the window. Sorry. Loveday and Valentine, you both have ready guns. So you are both acting at higher initiative ranks than
Be careful, guys.
before. Okay, so Loveday, actually you're on 110. Okay, so Loveday, it is over to you next.
Perfect. Did intimidating him do anything? Did he slow down at all?
They did look a little kind of off put and not sure what they should do, but now the gunshot is rung out. You see Jimmy's kind of he's turning to bolt. Column, you're not sure. He looks more like he's kind of frozen in the headlights.
Okay. Is Jimmy within range of Mick? If I shoot at Jimmy and fumble, am I going to shoot Mick instead?
There are a couple
Or
of
is he
people
on the other side
between
of the
you
room still?
and Jimmy. You're kind of firing past Valentine, who's standing in the doorway. You're kind of firing past Mick, although Mick is on the ground now, so we'll say Mick is not in the line of fire anymore.
Sorry, Mick.
I mean, he's out of the way. And don't worry, I learned some first aid in the 4 years off, so it's all going to be fine. Would it be too movie-like for me to say I'm going to rest my arm on Valentine's shoulder to take my shot over her shoulder?
Please do not shoot me in the head.
I would say you want to be
it.
super confident in your gunplay skills if you want to try doing fancy stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Can I just sort of, if would moving past Valentine count as my action, or can I move forward?
You could kind of shuffle past her, step in through the door, and still take a shot. Yes.
Cool. Yeah. So I'm going to step into the door and then slightly to the side, so I'm not then blocking her shot for when she's ready to take it. And I'm also going to shoot at Jimmy, please, as he tries to get out of the window.
Okay.
And failure, but not
already
a fumble.
Looking up from mine.
Okay. So you take a shot at Jimmy, and I'm going to stop using their names now because I actually am not going to name the characters anymore when I put them on the turn order. Okay, and that is a miss. Bullet whistles past his head and hits the wall behind him. He is definitely not stopping. Valentine.
I guess I better try and stop him as well. So I will. Is there anyone between me and Jimmy? Will I shoot somebody?
No, there's no one between you and Jimmy. If you fumble, something will just go wrong with the gun. It'll be a malfunction or something.
Time to shoot. Am I doing the handgun? Is it?
Yeah, please. Very good. That's a hit. So if you use the button on your combat sheet, it will roll the damage for you automatically. But otherwise, it's okay. We go.
I don't have a
Valentine.
handgun on
Let me just quickly look.
combat sheet.
You've got.
Yeah.
Oh! I see. The weapon isn't in there. Ha ha ha! That's my fault. Okay. So do we know what gun you have? I will grab a gun. It's going to be 1d10 anyway is what you're rolling for damage. Okay. Yeah, just roll 1d10 and there may be an addition to it, and I'll tell you now. But that is a definite hit anyway.
I assume a 1 just means like hit him in an arrow cheek or something.
Fair to say it's a... Would it be fair to say it's a 41 revolver, or would it be a 45?
45 would be quite a big gun, so probably a 41.
Yeah. Okay. So that's just a straight up 1d10. Okay, so you shoot, you hit, and you do a single point of damage. So you wing him as he goes for the window. Yes, and that's what he does. He just leaps for the window, dives through. We're gonna make him take a jump check because he's going dangerous now. He's leaping out onto a fire escape. Yep, no problem. He dives through the window. Okay. And on the other hand, Colum stops dead in his tracks where he is. Oh jeez! Oh jeez! Oh no! Oh no! And his hands up, backing away from you. Okay. Does nothing else. Mihal, you're down, afraid. Irigi, Kim boy. So Irigi, okay. Morven. Welcome to Masum Nyarlathotep. Florence is just arrived at the hotel. It's been a tricky walk. The sidewalks are getting very, very frosty and icy. There's a dusting of snow falling. It's unsteady footing. You've been kind of teetering and wondering how in heaven's name did everybody else get here in good time. You're walking up toward the door of the hotel, and you hear a couple of gunshots ring out. 1, 2, 3 gunshots ring out. From sounds like they're coming from an alleyway beside the hotel. Different sounds. You probably are reasonably familiar with gunfire. Different sounds. They're not all the same kind of gun.
Okay, so my first reaction is I'm reaching for my own gun, and then I am walking towards where it's come from, but I'm not running immediately in. I'm gonna see if I can get a look.
So you're kind of moving around, trying to get a look at the alleyway and see what's going on. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Top of the round. He's finished. Okay, Ruby. The two guys have leaped out the window, and one of them has surrendered. What would Ruby be doing?
I think Ruby's going to be shaking after fumbling and harming Mick, that she will instantly want to go and help him.
Okay.
And considering everyone else is still got their guns drawn, I think we're covered there.
Okay. And then Loveday and Valentine, are either of you intending to like try and get to the window and fire out the window this round? In which case, I will let you keep the higher initiative orders for having ready guns. Or are you going to try and give chase? Or are you just going to focus on, okay, we've caught one of them, that'll be enough?
I might try and shoot out the window.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah. Loveday won't. I'll be trying to help Mick instead.
Okay. So wait. Ruby's going to try and help Mick. Loveday's going to try and help Mick. Valentine's running for the window. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I see.
No,
I
what
see.
About the other
I
guy?
see. No chat among yourselves. Right. I see what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Okay. So we go with Ruby, Loveday. Okay, Valentine. You dash over to the window. Okay. Yes, you see below you two figures on the fire escape. One of them is almost down to the bottom of the fire escape already. He is moving fast. The other is kind of he's just out the window, just on the first kind of ladder down, and he's rattling away from you. Are you going to try and take a pot shot at one of them?
Is he close enough that he can hear me, or?
Yeah, they could definitely still hear you. Right now, he's still within point blank range because he's like one level below you on the fire escape, but he's moving fast. They both are.
Okay, so he's probably not going to stop. Yeah, I may try and take a shot at him.
Okay, the nearer one, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So roll, and you've got a bonus dice. Okay, and click bonus.
Where?
It's underneath where it says 81 versus 20. Right under it, there's bonus penalty. Just click on that. So that is a 51 versus 25. So it's still a miss. Okay. You take a second shot. He continues. No, he's kind of he's not far from you. You're above him. You're pointing a gun down at him. He is actually going to stop, and so you can see he's kind of stopped. He's trying to position so the bars of the fire escape are between you and him. You can see he's like not. He's not sure what he's doing. He's almost like frozen in the headlights, like Colin was. Ruby, you get down to Mick. You slide to your knees beside him. Is it first aid you're trying?
Yes. Oh, thank God. Extreme success. You're welcome, Mick.
Wow, okay.
You're welcome.
Definitely wasn't my fault that you're in this mess.
Okay. Okay. You grant 1 hit point to Mick. Okay. And you staunch the bleeding and stabilize him, so he's not going to get any worse. And you can next round kind of you can help him kind of recover consciousness. Okay. He's not like he wasn't dying or anything like that, but the major wound along with the pretty heavy punch he'd just taken to his jaw had put him out. Okay. Loveday, you're kind of also dropping to your knees as you starting to apply a tourniquet to Mihal's arm, and as you do, you kind of see Colm start to. It's as if he's moving toward you.
I'm just going
Again,
to.
I say Colm. The third enemy.
Man. Yeah. I don't think I've put my gun away. I still had it out. I just sort of dropped to my knees next to Mick. So I'm going to turn around and just put my gun directly between his eyes and say, I wouldn't if I were you.
No.
He backs away again. Okay.
And I'm just going to keep the gun there if I can. Can I edge around? Is there a phone in the room?
There will be an old style phone beside the bed. Yeah.
I'm just in my mind just replaying what happened to us in Peru, and I'm thinking this is a narrative we need to get ahead of with the hotel, or they're going to just hear shots fired and think that we've started it yet again. So if the room layout will allow me to, while keeping my gun very firmly trained on Colm, I'm going to reach for the receiver.
You're moving toward the phone. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
To just try and get
next
through
round,
to
next
reception.
round you can make a quick call. Yeah.
Cool, thank you.
Okay, outside, Morven. You've got to. Florence has got to the end of the alleyway. You kind of moved out to get a line of sight, and you see someone leap off a fire escape, like really agile jump, very athletic. He's sprinting down the alleyway, in your direction, running at top speed.
This person has no. Are they running towards me?
So what does he look like? He's in quite cheap trousers. Something cinching his trousers. Could be a rope belt. You're not sure. He's got a short sleeved linen kind of vest, shirt on, not vest. Short sleeved. Despite the cold weather, he has a headband on, and something is hanging from his headband and flapping as he runs.
So as he's running, is he running in a way that is he's running away from something just coincidentally in my direction?
Oh yeah.
It's just.
Oh no, he's not running you.
It's not
running
targeted
away
towards me. Okay. So I'm gonna try to talk to this person, but not in a immediately confrontational way, and just ask, what's going on? I heard gunshots.
Crazy people! He just starts shouting, crazy people. He's very heavily accented English.
Okay.
And as he runs into sight, you can see he's dark-skinned, probably African, maybe African American, but more likely he's African because the accent, the broken English, and give me a spot hidden, please.
Oh, I'm supposed to be good at that. Failure.
Amazing observation skills of the PI. Okay, fail. And you don't want to spend luck? Morven, roll luck for me. Sorry. And hope to fail. Everyone else did this earlier in the session.
Oh boy. Oh, that's...
No, you passed. You're okay. Okay. So you currently have 56 luck. You didn't gain any at the start of the session. Okay. So fail. Okay. We'll come back to you. You're asking him what's going on. He's shouting crazy people. There's crazy people back there. Back in the room. Gonna start with Loveday. Loveday, you're edging around the bed to the bedside table, and you glance down at something in your way, and I would like you to roll a sand check for me, please. You see Jackson's body lying on the ground.
Extreme success, but it doesn't feel very successful.
He's lying on the ground, disemboweled. Blood everywhere. His intestines pulled out around him. I'm just looking to see if there's a 1 point sanity loss for failing for passing. I will say no. You got an extreme success. It's okay. So you kind of you're shocked. You're taken aback. But yes, you keep your composure. Are you still going for the phone, or are we gonna? You don't think first aid is gonna help?
No, I don't think there's anything to be done, and I'm now thinking we really need to get some authorities involved in this. This is insane. So yeah, I'm gonna go for the phone and just pick up straight down to reception and say, we're friends of Jackson Elias in room 10. He's dead. There's been 3 men. We've shot at them. We've not stopped them. We've got one of them. You need to send for the police immediately. Immediately!
So, Jackson Elias in which room? Which room is... Room 10?
Room 410, man! I'm not repeating myself again! Room 410, police, now!
Be right back.
Okay. So yes. There is a flurry of activity on the other end of the line, and please hold on. We're calling the police now. Ruby, you continue with your gentle pats and massaging of hands and anything you can do to try and get Mick to come out of it and regain consciousness. And yes, Mihal, your eyes, you kind of flutter open. Sorry, you're not sure what happened, but your arm really hurts, and your jaw isn't feeling much better, to be honest.
Can I interrupt? Can I put the phone down and say, if anybody asks Ruby, they shot him, not you.
You hang up the phone before you say this, you said, right? Okay. At which point, Mick, you hear Loveday say, if anyone asks Ruby, they shot him, not you.
I just
so now you know what happened.
Nod in, like, yep, whatever you said.
Okay. Very good. And we will jump to Florence.
Yes.
Florence, down in the alleyway. This man is still running in your direction, shouting about crazy people behind him. Crazy people. You did hear another crack of gunfire, and you see now up on the fire escape, through the kind of light snow. You can see light spilling out of one of the windows, and there's another person on the fire escape trying to kind of keep himself obscured so that the person above him can't shoot down at him, and you can't really make out who it is that's leaning out the window with a gun, but there's definitely someone leaning out a window with a gun up there. What are you going to do?
I'll try to get closer, but it's difficult with the
So but are you sidestepping so this guy can run past you?
I'm if he seems determined to run away, I'll let him.
Okay, so he just runs on past you, and he jumps into a car that's sitting at the side of the street. Engine races. The car kind of slowly pulls away, and do you take a look at the car by any chance?
I think I'm gonna look at the car.
Okay. The car is a Hudson. You make note of the make of the car. Do you try and get the license plate as well, or would you really care at this point?
I'm a PI.
You're probably more interested in what.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me an roll the intelligence, get an idea check to just make quickly get a
as
quick
intelligence
recognition
check.
of the. Yeah, just roll intelligence. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, success.
Okay, so yeah, you get a note for yourself of the license plate of the car, and you turn back, and you're trying to get a better look at who's in the alleyway and get closer. You move in closer. You can give me another spot hidden as you move closer to the hotel side door of the hotel. In the distance now, you actually you hear a siren start up, police siren.
Hard success.
It is Valentine leaning out the window with a gun.
Okay. Well, then I'm probably going to make some indication that it's me. Valentine, it's me. It's Florence. What's going on?
She's shouting, "It's me, Florence. What's going on?"
How?
The guy beneath you is now trying to get down the fire escape.
Unless you want to die in this horribly unfashionable outfit, I would stay exactly where you are.
He looks at you very confused and continues to try and climb down.
Florence, have you got your gun on you?
Yes. Are we shooting this person? Okay. I don't understand what's going on.
Florence, you would be definitely more inclined to make a citizen's arrest if there's a criminal rather than maybe shooting a random passerby.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna wait down there and see if he climbs down.
Yes.
As he's coming down the ladder, he's looking behind him and he realizes you're waiting down there. He's like, he seems kind of paralyzed between the two, and he's gonna leap off the ladder and try and leap on you.
Okay.
So we're gonna go jump check, and then we will see what happens to poor.
Can I try to dodge? Someone's leaping at me?
You absolutely can try and dodge.
Great. Oh, okay.
Don't worry, you didn't need to worry about. Well, we'll see how this goes. Yeah, he neither manages to hit you nor to jump safely. He slams to the ground beside you, seems like he was trying to kind of jump down and use you to break his fall. But he basically lands very, very heavily and hurts himself quite badly.
If he's on the ground and he's hurt, I'm going to try and tackle him and keep him down.
Okay, so you go grapple him.
Yeah, if he's in a moment of disorientated, has just hurt himself, gonna try and hold him down.
Okay, you can do that. You could just keep the gun on him and
Okay.
shoot him if you.
Yeah.
It's up to you. If Florence would be more get her sleeves rolled up and get her fists going, that's totally fine. Go for it. I'm just not sure which would be more Florence's kind of MO.
If I've got a gun, I'll try to, point the gun firmly at
So
him.
you just keep the gun on him and go, that was stupid or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he at this point he's kind of there's a moment where it looks like he's gonna try and crawl away, and then he just kind of slumps down, and he's like, okay, this is. It's clear he's not getting away. Okay. So I'm gonna go back up to the room. Sirens are now sounding in the distance. You hear, not yet. Shortly, there's going to be people running up to see what's going on. Are any of you doing anything in the meantime?
Now that Florence has the men outside, taken care of, I might turn around and keep my gun on the other fellow.
Okay. As you turn in away from the window, you spot Jackson Elias's body. I would ask for a sanity check, please.
Oh no. Failure.
Fail? Cool. Could you roll me a D3, please? Yeah, 1D3. You could just roll a D6 if they're not listed as D3s there.
D6.
Yeah, so just roll a D6 and we divide by 2. So 2 points of sanity. You are very shaken to see a disemboweled corpse on the floor beside the bed. It looks like they were in the process of kind of trying to move him, but kind of set him out. They seem to be some kind of a ritual killing that you interrupted in the act. Anybody else doing anything? You're definitely not going to be jumping up and doing cartwheels and handsprings, but you could probably get up and move around.
Ended up?
We can deal with the. He is up against the wall, kind of keeping himself still. Loveday's keeping a gun trained on
I'd like
him.
to gather as many papers and bits and pieces as I can. I know Colm has a lot of them, and I might also, as I do so, question the ladies whether any of them have permits for these weapons, because they're supposed to have. I mean, I don't mean that in the kind of, have you got, I mean, the cops are coming. Yeah. Do you guys have permits for these guns?
I have a permit, but it is in French.
I'm
like a New York permit.
Why would I have a New York permit?
Or you don't then.
I didn't buy the gun in New York, I bought it in France.
Yeah, okay, we're going to have a problem.
Americans.
Yeah. I think... yes, I've had one since I was here last time, and I've got Ruby one this time around. So, Valentine, why don't you just pop your gun away, and we'll just say it was mine, was all the gunshots, yes? Isn't that better?
No, hold on. And then he doesn't say anything.
Mr. Murderer? No? No problem?
No.
Huh? It sounded like you wanted to say something. No?
No. He's got a bit of an Irish accent, this guy.
I don't know, for fuck's sake, have I been able to identify where he's from?
He's definitely of Irish extraction. You're gonna guess he's Irish American. It's New York Irish more than home sod.
They're to a penny. Can I get stuff out of his pockets? Can I just grab whatever he's got?
Just start ruffling through his pockets, trying to get papers out of his pockets. Yep. You gather up what's left on that table as well.
Can I demand of him? Sorry.
No worries. You gather up what's on the table as well.
Oh yeah, I'm in Hoover mode.
Okay, so anything of Jackson's is getting tucked away and safe. Okay, so go ahead.
Can I speak to Colm while Mick's doing that and just say, right, tell us what you're doing here. Tell us why you've killed our friend. Tell us what your friends were up to. I want to know everything now.
He speaks in some strange African language and shakes his head like.
Hewer, we heard you a minute ago.
No, I'm not having that. You were very quick to protest about the gun. You do know. You speak English.
Pretending you cannot speak English.
Oh, that's the most pathetic excuse I've ever heard. We heard you. I know you can understand us. Tell us what you're doing.
Absolute imbecile.
There is a crazed...
Do you have any idea who my father is? I can have you locked away for your whole life.
Go ahead and give me an intimidation check. I might as well. He's not likely to be impressed.
Hey!
It was a success. I did, just to metagame, I dumped a lot of stats into intimidation early on, along with the fucking horse riding that has not come in useful at all. So I'm glad that one of them is finally handy.
You could tell he's nervous. That kind of takes him aback a bit, but the gleam in his eye actually says to you he might almost be thinking of trying to fight his way out. He's looking very, very edgy, sketchy, Like there's a real kind of crazy fervor in his eyes. He's not, and remember as well, this guy is wearing a red headband with a weird floppy piece of red cloth dangling from it.
Well,
He's
if he doesn't want to talk to us, we could always just, have target practice with his, how you say, meat and potatoes.
Yes, I find myself warming to the idea, actually, Valentine. You do have some excellent ideas. And I'll just take a step closer to him, not close enough to put myself within grabbing distance, because I've learned my lesson, but just keeping that gun trained right between his
pointing
eyes
at
so
the
he
wrong
doesn't
place.
try anything. I think if someone else could keep a gun on
meanwhile-
him, I might try and have a grab of the headband.
Meanwhile, outside, Florence, similar situation with you. You've got this guy at gunpoint. From the look of his kind of the edgy, kind of sketchy, twitchy look around he's giving, if he hadn't hurt himself so badly jumping down from the fire escape, he would probably be either trying to run or fight you right now. So you're very much on edge. Give me a spot hidden.
Success.
Okay. He's got blood on his hands and up his sleeves, and there's also blood around his pockets. And it looks like there's something like shoved in his pockets.
Okay. What the hell is going on here? Who are you? What's...
He says and this guy is dark skinned, looks like African descent as well, like the other guy that ran past you, and he says in some African dialect that you don't recognize. He says something. Quite aggressively and
Do you speak English? Yes, I'm aware of the
sirens incoming.
sirens incoming. So I have the mind to make a citizen's arrest and hand over this man to the police when they arrive,
Okay.
because I don't look guilty in this situation. So I'm going to hold him still until...
Couple of cop cars pull up outside the front of the hotel. Do you shout out?
Yes, I'll say I've got one of the attackers over here.
Okay, couple of beat cops thunder down the alleyway towards you. They grab him and get him up against the wall. Start putting cuffs on him. Do you have a gun brandished at this point, or is the gun kind of at rest or put away?
I've probably put the gun away once they
arrive.
The cops
Okay.
are around. Yeah.
One of them has spotted that you were armed, however. You need to hand over the piece, miss. You're going to need to come down to Precinct with us. We need to get to the bottom of what's going on here tonight. Come on, pass it over.
I'd be happy to explain, but this is my firearm. What is the reasoning for handing it over?
Well, we're going to be bringing you down to the precinct. We can't bring you in armed, I'm afraid, miss. Take it you're English from the accent?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know how the coppers do it over in England, but we here, we like to stay safe. You're going to need to hand over the gun. Meanwhile, upstairs, you guys have heard the wee-wah of sirens also arriving. Hotel security has literally just burst into the room as the sirens squeal up outside. They are taken aback to see you, Loveday and Ruby, brandishing guns, and they kind of pause at the door. Is everything okay here? And they're looking around. They're not really clear. And again, they can't see the body past the bed. They're just looking at you two with the guns and Colum standing petrified up against the wall. He's not really playing up that kind of, oh my god, they've got guns.
Ah, so now you can speak English.
No, he's not saying anything. He's just giving that vibe of terror.
Perhaps we should put our hands up.
No, it's taken them bloody long enough to get here. There's a dead man by the side of the bed. It's taken you forever to get up here. Come round and have a look. Come and have a look at this. Why have you been so long? This is our friend on the floor, and this man has done it.
Calm down. Just tell us what's going on here.
Arrest this man.
Ask him what? What's going on here? Oh no!
Arrest him. He's killed our friend.
They started shooting. They killed my friend.
You're really going to believe this liar over us? There's 4 of us and there's 1 of him, and we're all telling the truth.
They had us outnumbered. The guys are looking very, very dubious at this point. And they're looking back and forth between the 3 of you. Mihal kind of down, sitting on the ground with his arm held and blood everywhere. What happened to your friend?
There was 3 of them when we came into the room. One of them shot me and escaped out the window. 2 of them escaped out the window. We managed to subdue this man. My son.
Amen.
How do you know his name? Amen?
Yeah. Very good. Okay. All right, Father.
You need to go downstairs immediately and get the police and bring them up here.
The police are coming. They're on their way up. Would you mind moving away from him then, and so we can maybe take him into, like, detain him until the police get here?
That's a very good idea.
Okay. So long and short of it, cops come bustling in. Same story as with Florence. They're telling you you're going to be detained and taken down to the precinct. You need to be questioned. Could you hand over your guns until you're brought down? They'll obviously, it's your possessions. They'll be returned to you, etc. Are you arguing the fact, or are you happily handing over your weapons?
I'm definitely arguing. No, I'm sorry, I'm not giving this up. This is a personalised weapon that was given to me by my father, and I don't think that any of my family or friends would be happy to hear about this if you do insist on taking my weapon from me. I frankly don't feel safe in your city. I've come here. I've just arrived. We've come off the ship 2 days ago.
All right.
Here we are already being questioned, being disbelieved.
I'm not paid for this, miss. Look, our lieutenant will be here in a minute. Hey, Jimmy, let's grab this guy and get him downstairs, get him in the car. You better call someone about the body, too. Oh, yeah.
Would you mind, gentlemen, if I administered the final rites? I don't believe the man had them when he was murdered.
Go ahead, Father. Just don't tell anyone, okay?
I'm going over to get a good look at the body.
Okay, give me a sound check, please. No, it's not unexpected. It's not. You steal yourself. You go over. Okay. Finding a corpse unexpectedly is shocking. If you prepared for it, even if it's someone you know, it shouldn't be a big sad issue. Okay, so you kind of move over toward the body. You kind of have a look at him. Yes, he's disemboweled. Intestines have been literally pulled out of him, and almost like they were trying to pull him or move him around, spread them out. And there's a symbol cut into his forehead. I'm going to throw an image of it up on your evidence board now. It's beside, in fact, I put it right beside Jackson Elias' photo. It looks like some kind of a cult symbol.
Okay, well, I will close his eyes and I will examine as best I can the rest of him, and I will actually say the prayers.
Okay. Okay. Super. And then, as you're doing that, a man strides into the room. I will throw up his photo to share with you all. That's him. He strides in, looks around immediately. Loveday, I think, immediately recognizes you as a potential problem. And steps over. Right, miss. My name is Lieutenant Martin Poole. I'm with the New York Police Department. I believe you're refusing to hand over a firearm. I'm a ranking officer in this situation. I will take personal care of your firearm. I understand it's a fair family heirloom of some kind, but trust me, we are equipped to handle this. We can keep your possessions discreet from any other evidence or any other possessions of anyone else. I will assure personally that it is returned to you after I've finished questioning you.
Loveday is slightly won over, but now feels like she still needs to save face, so she's going to say, "I'd like to see some identification first."
Of course. He takes out his badge and flips it open and shows you his badge and credentials. Now, Maz, I mean, we could, of course, take you into custody, escort you down to the precinct, and then wait for your father to send a lawyer. I don't think that's in anyone's best interest. I think you're good citizens who've tried to help out here, by what I'm hearing downstairs, and I just really would want to get to the bottom of this. So I'd love if this could all go easily for all of us.
I have registered the threat, and I'm very cross about it, but I do accept that I might not be able to bluster my way out of this, and so I am just in total silence, maintaining very aggravated eye contact, going to pass my gun over to him and not say another word.
Thank you, miss. I do note your very, very kind cooperation. It turns to you, Ruby. Miss, have you already, I believe you had a firearm too, has it already been turned over?
Yeah, I had it over instantly.
One of the beat cops says, I have it here, Lieutenant. Now, I have to ask you, Padre, are you armed?
Of course not, my son. Of course not.
Very good. Oh, right. And any other weapons between the rest of you? And he kind of looks at you, Valentine, and then looks at Loveday and Ruby again. Are you going to mention the gun you have in your handbag, Loveday? Valentine's gun that you had her put in her handbag?
Valentine, yes.
Oh, sorry, you have my...
Just reminding you, because you would remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but you're not saying that in character. That's yeah. Okay. So Loveday, you pass that one over too. Well, very well. And this is a family heirloom as well, miss? Or just like carrying two guns around?
Do you have any idea who my father is?
Not really, miss, and from your accent, probably don't care. Some big shot back in the UK.
Well, we're in arms, and if you knew anything about anything, Lieutenant, you'd know that it's hardly surprising that I carry two guns around.
No problem.
As it happens, that one's not a family heirloom. It's just precious to me.
He puts it in the case as well. Okay, very good. Now I'm gonna need us to clear this room. If people are gonna come in and sweep the place, fingerprinting, so lots to do here. They gently usher you out. In the interests of expediency, so let's take a quick break. I know we've had plenty of stops and starts and breaks, but we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, in the interest of expediency, we will resume in the precinct with some light questioning. I wouldn't call it interrogations necessarily, but
Well, can
and
I check before
happy to clarify anything else in the meantime. Yeah, go ahead.
on the way out of the room, Guy, where did the knife go?
The one that's sticking in the doorframe.
It's sticking in the doorframe, is it? I wanted to have a look at that if I could on the way out.
Cool. It's not like a standard military knife of any kind that you recognize. It's not a kind of generic hunting knife, or it's not even a kitchen implement. It looks like it's specifically for doing damage to people. It's got serrated kind of back cut serrations on the blade. You would guess if that went into you, it would do damage coming out. It's not like any knife you've ever seen in your experience before. Certainly not in the military in Europe.
Okay.
Okay, brief break.
Cool.
Meanwhile, Morven, Florence has also been detained and brought to the station. But you're familiar with the process. Yeah, sure. Okay, let's go. We're back. So you've been carted down to the police station, the precinct. You haven't been detained. They've been very clear about that. You're going to help them with their inquiries in this matter. They're taking this very seriously. Jackson Elias. He is a reasonably well-known individual. He's not just a Joe Schmo or nobody. He's known. So this could make the news. It's not just getting brushed under the carpet. They're definitely want to get to the bottom of what happened. They have brought in the two suspects, and they have brought in the five of you. You've been put into separate interview rooms, shall we say. It is cold in here. You can see your breath in front of your face. These rooms are the kind of lino-floored, bare walls. They all have like this very modern, newfangled kind of what they call transparent mirrors, or at least that's what you assume it is. That there's a pretty large mirror on the wall beside the table. You're assuming that's a transparent mirror. Otherwise, you're not sure what the point would be of having a mirror in the room. But that is that's quite modern. Obviously, these New York police don't mess around. So you guessing that there could be people on the other side of the mirrors watching and seeing your questioning take place. Makes you maybe feel a little more uncomfortable. So one by one, I'm going to just quickly go around the table and ignoring what you hear from the others as much as you can. I'd like each of you to tell me very briefly what story you would have told the police when you give them your version, your editorial of events. And we will start with the person who is definitely not going to bias any other anybody else's story. What does Florence tell the police?
Florence, I tell the police that I was arriving late to meet up with a group of people. I heard the gunshots. I went towards the sound of the gunshots, that a man came running towards me, screaming about crazy people shooting. I asked him what was going on. He said about the crazy people shooting. I allowed him to run past me. I say that he got into a car. I'll give the license plate that I noticed. because I'm observant. And then I went further in the direction of, and I saw the man hanging out the window. And I will say that I saw Valentine, who I know, leaning out the window. And I will say that a man who appeared to be an attacker on the floor. I knew nothing more in the situation besides the fact that he was clearly the antagonist. He fell from the window to the ground, injuring himself, and I I pointed a gun at him and told him to stay still. I asked him who he was and what was going on. He didn't give me any information. And then I heard the sirens and the police arrive, and I called the police over. And that's and you know it from there. That's all I know. I'm just as confused
Okay.
as you are.
GM questions. Do you mention that you're a private investigator in England?
Oh yes.
All right, but make the point that you're not working here necessarily.
Yeah.
And do you point out that you have a license for your firearm?
Yes, that's one of the. I'm a PI, so yes, I mentioned I own a firearm. I have a PI. I am a PI. I have a firearm. I have a license for it because it's part of my profession. Yeah, I'm a professional.
Okay, super. Okay. All right. Ruby, what would you? What story do you give to the police?
So I had a call off a very good friend, very dear friend, Jackson, and we made plans to meet up at 8 p.m. Jackson's never late, and when he didn't arrive, we were all very concerned. So we've gone up to the room, and we heard this scuffling. Valentine kicked that door in. We got there. There were 3 men, and one of them shot my very good friend, one-eyed Mick. I mean, Michal. And Michal went down. One jumped out of the window. The other was scrambling. One threw a knife, I might add. One did throw a knife, and it almost hit Valentine. Luckily, she matrixed right out there. But another concern that I had was obviously Michal down on the floor, so a lot of my time was spent trying to help my friend that this random stranger injured. That was my main concern.
Now, Father, what story would you tell them?
Well, we're all very good friends of Jackson. We helped him with the research for his most recent book, The Hungry Dead. And he had mentioned that he was planning to write again, and he wanted to discuss his discoveries and perhaps that we could help him with his latest research. So we were to meet him. But we became concerned when he didn't show, so we thought we'd go up to the room, and lo and behold, there they were. And I believe my companions have probably explained to you pretty much everything that happened after that.
Okay. And Loveday, you're left sitting for a while and not questioned immediately. So, Valentine, what would you tell the detectives?
Well, we all arrived at the hotel to meet Jackson, who we all met traveling several years ago, and realized that we all had an interest in history and cults, and we all had a wonderful time talking about his research, and he invited us all to meet up with him if we happened to be in New York. So we made the time to meet. He happened to be late, which was very unusual, a very prompt man. So we headed upstairs to knock in case he had taken a Zinap, and heard a big commotion. So I was scared for him, so I kicked the door in, and suddenly a terribly dressed man tried to decapitate me with a knife. Luckily, it was a terrible shot. And then poor Father Michal a very devout man, took a shot from another terribly dressed man who fired at him with a gun and then hopped out of the window. And, we all rush in, try to, help Jackson. Unfortunately, could not be helped. And, detained the fellow in the room. And then another fellow was trying to climb down the fire escape, so I very calmly asked him to not climb down the fire escape and to come back in and let's all have a chat. And then I happened to notice my good friend Florence, well-respected investigator, and she detained the man until your fine colleagues arrived. And as a journalist, I will very happily talk about how well the police department have done in this matter. Very impressed.
Okay, excellent. And then Loveday, once you've been left to reach a sufficient level of boil, they come in to get your story. And what would Loveday tell them once she is at this peak of peak?
So Loveday has been given enough time to work herself up into a really, really good and proper sulk. So she is now determined to be as difficult as humanly possible. So she's simply going to sit back in her chair and fold her arms and say, "I'd like a lawyer, please."
Now, miss, you haven't been detained. We're not looking to press any charges. We are merely looking for your assistance in this matter. As a good citizen, seemingly you've detained these folks for us. Would you not continue this good Samaritan work? Would you really want to push things down a confrontational or combative route?
Well, sorry, my mic wasn't working. Detective, the problem there is you've used the word seemingly.
Everything is seemingly.
And that is why I'd like a lawyer.
I don't know the
immediately,
facts of the
please.
situation till you tell them to me. It is for you to elucidate, to bring the light to me, to take the scales from my eyes. Come on. Your friend, the priest, has already told us everything. Just looking for you to corroborate what he's saying. Or is there something we don't know, something you want to hold out, and maybe there's doubt we should be going back in to dig deeper into their stories? Maybe they all need to stay here a little longer. While we find a lawyer for you. I assume we have to ring the UK before we find out which lawyer your family
Quite happy
wants.
to wait as long as it takes for you.
Would there be anyone awake over there at this time?
If you call my godfather,
Oh, your
Arthur
godfather.
Goddard, you'll find that he has a lawyer on retainer.
And who would your godfather be, miss?
Oh yes, they'll be very concerned I've not come home.
He keeps
Yes,
cutting in.
yes. You can give him
It's
a
almost
call.
like he's doing it on purpose.
That would be Arthur Goddard. So I'm just going to
Very
sit
well,
back
miss.
and let him
I'll
talk.
come back to you. Maybe we can make a call to your godfather. We'll come and get his. I'll send someone in to get his details from you, and maybe we can make a call to him a little later. But I think we're gonna have to dig a bit deeper. I might have to have a chat to your friends, explain that if you're not able to all give us the same story, we need to really get to the root of this. So Florence. Detective Poole comes in. Lieutenant Poole he's introduced himself as a lieutenant, but he repeatedly refers to himself as a detective. I'm a detective, as a detective on this case, etc. How exactly did you all know Jackson Elias?
We met each other in Peru. on an architectural trip that we were all involved in.
And when was this?
This was 5 years ago.
So 1920?
Yes.
Now, Mihal, father, how did you all know Jackson Elias?
I believe I already explained this to you.
I just run it by me one more time. There's a couple of inconsistencies. I just want to, like one of your friends. She's not able to corroborate your story. She doesn't really want to get into it. So we just
You are
need to
dealing
make
with
the
a group
facts
of the hottest-headed women that you will ever meet in your life, my friend. Did you notice? Now, I'm sorry, we'll get your question in a second. Now, did you notice that all of the women were waving guns around in this scenario?
Really, all the women were.
But not all of them, but only women were waving guns, is what I'm saying to you. You're dealing with hard-headed.
I am curious how you got shot.
As am I, my friend. It was such a blur. We went in, and these three thugs, immediately a knife came whizzing out past us. And then, before you know it, a shot rang out, and I was down. I'd also been, I believe I was fairly savagely beaten. It's a bit of a blur. I still have a little bit of a headache.
You were shot from behind, Mr. O'Sullivan.
It's a little embarrassing, officer, but I may have been beating a healthy retreat at the time.
Okay.
So
how did you know Jackson Elias again? Just.
Well, as I was saying to you, we helped him with the research for his first novel. Well, no, sorry, it was not his first novel. This was in Peru.
1920, yes?
Oh, in or around, sure, who can remember?
No, I'd like a date. It'd be really good.
Well, I'd have to go into my notes. I believe it was 1919, 1920, in around then, yes? 21, perhaps.
Okay.
I believe it was closer to 21, you know.
Yeah, his book says 21, I believe.
Right. Well, I mean, Jackson wasn't always the most reliable of narrators either, you know.
Yeah, interesting. I thought he was a factual book writer, not a fiction writer.
If you could find me two people who agree on the facts, Lieutenant, you'll be doing very well.
I suppose, yeah. Who's to know what happened 2,000 years ago? Well,
it's only a couple of years ago. And besides, if you call up his editor, he'll corroborate the whole story.
Jonah Kensington.
Jonah Kensington, correct.
You know Mr. Kensington?
I know him in passing. He certainly knows who I am, and he certainly knows who all of us are, even though I don't know who he's met and who he hasn't. But he would certainly corroborate our story.
I might give him a call. Miss Fontaine. That's your name?
Yep, that's right.
Ruby Fontaine.
Yep, correct.
It's an interesting name for an English lady. Seems like more like an American socialite's name. Maybe a dancer.
I mean, it's my God-given name.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So how did you know Jackson Elias, Miss Fontaine?
Oh, we went on a trip together a while back to Peru.
Really?
Yep.
I don't see a stamp on your passport for Peru.
Oh, well, we didn't get that. Loveday sorted us out privately. We didn't go for any trips like that, so that's fine.
Really?
Yep.
So she's from Money, I take it.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Close friend as well, yep.
And would you tell me, when was this exactly that you went to Peru?
Ooh, I mean, I think it was about 4 years ago now.
Yeah, 1921, right?
Yeah, around about
no stamp on your passport, so it's pretty hard to check. But yeah, okay, we'll go with 1921. And what did you all do there?
I mean, we were just working together on an excursion and trying to hunt for artifacts and such. And Jackson
Did it go well? I didn't see anything in the press about it. A lot of these expeditions, you see newspaper articles about their successes and the treasures they find. And
I mean, you win some, you lose some. You know, we did okay. Nothing.
None of you had any hard feelings for Jackson Elias having dragged you all the way over to Peru for a wild goose chase.
No, we were good friends. We were really good friends. I thought a lot of Jackson.
And you
God
knew
rest
him
his
well
soul.
before you went to Peru, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, good to know. We'll come back on that soon. Ms. Bow. Valentine Bow, am I saying it right? Do you
Valentine,
mind how I pronounce it?
Valentine, I would prefer. Merci.
Very good, Valentine. So, Ms. Bow,
Oui.
um, how did you know Jackson Elias?
Oh, well, as I said to your colleague, I went over to Peru on a trip to, do some research and met a lovely man named Jackson, met this wonderful eclectic group of people and, we did a bit of traveling together. He was a very nice man. I've kept up correspondence with him since. Very intelligent, with a lot in common.
So you met him over there.
Myself, oui.
You didn't know him beforehand?
I did not personally know Jackson, but I believe some of the others did.
And he was openly going under the name Jackson Elias at the time?
Well, of course, what other name would he be going by?
Interesting, yeah. So, how did this whole expedition thing go? It seems real strange to me that 6 people who met up on some kind of archaeological dig that didn't go very well. I've been told by your friends it didn't go well.
I would not say that. It just, didn't pan out. A lot of these things, bit of wild goose chase.
And you were working on public relations, or you were press liaison, or?
No, I was just interested party. I am a journalist. I have a lot of interest in unusual stories.
Well, this is what I mean. As a journalist, it just seems a bit strange that you're traipsing around on an expedition where there's no press.
I suppose if it had gone well, there might have been press, but nobody wants to hear about something that did not pan out. I mean, I don't think you would read that article, would you, Lieutenant?
That's a very good point, Miss Bow. That's a very good point. He gives you quite a nice smile. He's quite a charming guy. He's he's definitely going the extra mile to try and win you over. Very good. I'll be back in. Look, I'm really sorry to hold you longer. I thought we'd be all finished by now, but one of your companions is being a little difficult. So
I mean,
we can't get a full corroboration. We just need the same story from everybody, and we just can't get anything from her.
I mean, I am happy to wait here and have a cup of tea.
A cup of tea. We'll bring you in a cup of tea, of course. No problem at all.
Merci.
And Florence, Miss Hop, is it?
Yes.
So you went to Peru in 1921, I believe, and all met up together there.
Yes.
Well, you were good friends with Jackson Elias beforehand, right?
Before I met him in Peru, on the Peru trip.
Oh, very good. And did you know each other? You were a group? Did you go as a party?
We went to the party. I'm often hired for these sorts of events. My skills are useful for some. And yes, I was asked to come along. Yes, not much more to it.
But how did this expedition go?
I reasonably. It's not particularly my area. I was mainly there to assist.
You don't happen to remember the name of the organizer of the expedition?
Oh, escapes my memory. I think it might have begun with an L. No, I mainly worked with the team. I don't think I worked too much with the organisers.
Wasn't Carlyle by any chance? Was it?
No.
And Lieutenant Poole comes in to your interview room. Loveday takes a seat. Miss Llewellyn. The priest tells me you're a bit of a hothead. Would that be an unfair characterization? Hot-headed women waving guns around.
Detective?
If I were to dust that second firearm for fingerprints, Miss Llewellyn, would I find anyone else's fingerprints on it? Or would I not? It's not worth my while. I could just forget about it and continue on with my investigation in a nice, structured way.
Do you know something, Detective? That's exactly the sort of question I'd ask my lawyer about. Should I have one?
I'll get the fingerprinting kicked off as soon as possible. I have some curiosity about how many people were actually licensed to use firearms by pure coincidence in that hotel room at that time. And then the one lady who didn't have a license didn't have a firearm. So I'm happy to get that ballistics work and the fingerprinting kicked off right away, and we'll get you a lawyer. In the meantime, you and your friends just gonna have to cool your heels for a little while, while we look deeper into this whole Peru affair. I think we need to dig in somewhat there, find out if everything's on the up and up about this. I'm getting conflicting stories about how some of you knew Jackson Elias and some of you didn't. He had a habit of traveling under a pseudonym, but everybody in this group knew him by name. It's just not all adding up. But I mean, you're perfectly welcome. You're perfect. I do. It's a failing in my line of work. It's a failing. I talk. I should probably listen more. Be interesting if I had an opportunity to listen, Miss Llewellyn. But honestly, without your lawyer here, I'm just here to shoot the breeze. So if you're tired of hearing me talk.
Tell me, Detective, do you like your job?
But I'm good at it. I'm very good at it.
Oh, it'll probably be a relief then. Yes, well, I'll be interested to hear how the results of that phone call go. Thank you.
Miss Llewellyn, is there anything we can get you to make you comfortable? A cup of tea, anything like that? You are going to be here for a few hours. We have not been able to reach your godfather. He is not answering the phone at this late hour. Very good.
A cup of tea.
Someone might be around later with a bite to eat as well. Maybe something from the deli. I'll be off until probably 8 o'clock in the morning. But when I'm back on shift, we'll continue our conversation. I hope you don't mind. As we're not detaining you, we can't put you in cells, so you just have to make yourself comfortable in here for the night. We will make sure that there is something brought. Uh, don't worry. We've explained the situation to your friends. They're all very understanding. Besides the priest, who he definitely seems to be held up on this hot-headed women business. But look, I'm not going to bother you anymore. I can tell very clearly you're not the kind of lady who's going to buckle under any kind of pressure I can exert. I just wanted to be clear about the situation because once this is all cleared up and you have a lawyer, I would really like for us to be able to continue on a good footing with some kind of reasonable relationship.
Yes, I doubt that,
Thank
detective.
you for
but I
your
appreciate your
time, Miss
optimism.
Llewellyn. And so, yes, you all sit for the night in interview rooms. Hot drinks are brought in. Each of you gets something from the deli brought in. They don't come in and take orders or anything like that. You get probably a Dagwood each. Whereas 1920 a bit early for a Dagwood, I'm not sure. A large sandwich of some kind just put down in front of you. And in the morning, the door to your interview room slams open, Ruby, and Lieutenant Poole storms in, hands down hard on the table in front of you. Now listen here. You're all saying similar things, but it just ain't right. Nothing's fitting together. I need to get a straight story. It's not good enough. You need to give it to me clear and you need to give it to me straight. This whole business with Peru, I've had people looking into it. There was an absolute disaster in Peru in 1921. There was some discussion that Jackson Elias might have been involved, but obviously we can't get any information about that. I need to know from you. I want to clear you all. I need the information. This was simple. You guys did a public service. You apprehended some murderers, and we're standing here, lies being bandied around, different people coming with different versions of the story, and one of you won't even talk. Just come on now, Miss Fontaine. What's going on?
I mean, we're all being honest. We're all telling you our truth. And I think the thing that we should be focused on is Jackson and what happened to him. I mean, this is the event that happened here in your city. So surely that should take priority over anything else. And with what happened in Peru, we're being honest. This is what
trying to get to the root of it, trying to find out what caused this.
What
this
caused
is not
Jackson
the first
to be killed?
Incident like this. I have a particular interest in this particular case. This is not the first killing of its kind, and this is the first time an international element has been identified as being a part of it. First time that it is clearly tied to something other than a certain part of New York and a certain section of the population. So I'm very curious, and I really would like to know some more detail.
Look, Lieutenant, first off, you're very good at your job. I have no doubt about it. No doubt about it. But what I will say is that this is the first experience we've ever had as well. You're saying that this has happened before and you're aware that this has happened before. But this is new to us. This has just happened. We're all very shook up. We have no idea what's going on.
But you could be my ties to a common thread. There could be something linking all of these.
There could be, but I'm afraid I can't help you with any of that. It would be all news to me. I've told you what I know.
Okay. So, you sit and steam for a bit longer. There's a couple more kind of moments where he slams in and kind of gives a bit of berating to Valentine, and even Florence gets a little bit of the hard treatment. They figure being a PI, you reckon you're probably getting a less of a shakedown than the others, Florence, because they seem to figure that you know the score. The priest doesn't get any further harassment, and Loveday, they don't come back into you at all. And finally, if you all stick to what you've been saying so far, inconsistencies aside, Lieutenant Poole does come back to each of you one by one. Right. Here's my card. You know where the precinct is. If anything else comes to mind that you'd like to share with me, pop back in and we'll have a proper conversation. For now, thank you for the service you've done to the city in New York. And he gives each of you that spiel except for Loveday. Loveday, Lieutenant Poole walks in with a man in a poorly cut but quite nice looking suit, and another gentleman in a fabulous suit, and the two move over to one side of the table, and the other gentleman comes over toward you and says, Miss Loveday Llewellyn?
Yes.
My name is Richard Dawkin. I will be your attorney. I've been retained by your godfather. He seems to be, he's waiting for you to acknowledge.
Very well. I am slightly suspicious, but I've also not slept all night, and I've been so angry for so long that I'm sort of grabbing at anything that might get me out. Let's see. Are we leaving?
Yeah. And as soon as you say very well, the slightly better dressed man standing beside Lieutenant Poole says, very good, you're free to go, Miss Llewellyn.
Wonderful, thank you. My effects, please, in particular my guns, immediately.
Unfortunately, there may be a small delay on that, says Lieutenant Poole. And the lawyer's head snaps round. The man in the suit beside Poole gives him an elbow into the ribs. I'll have someone get them now.
Thank you.
Your friends are waiting downstairs, I believe. Miss Llewellyn, if you do want to have a chat at any stage, you know where I am. I would greatly appreciate it.
I'm not going to say a word to him, but I am already planning how I can have his job taken off him. I'm very cross.
Just ruin his life. Okay. So you go down to the um, lobby, shall we say, of the precinct, where, sure enough, uh, Ruby, Valentine, Florence, and Mihal have all been given back their personal effects. Mihal,
I was going to say, yeah.
you've received medical attention overnight. By the way, they didn't just leave you sitting with a bullet hole in your arm. A doctor was brought in. Um, there's a very small damage to the bone, like a chip out of the bone. There's some muscle damage. You've been stitched up. It's going to take some time to heal. Next session, we will run through that. There's specific rules around how many weeks of healing a major wound take. But yes, there will be a between 2 and 6 weeks probably of healing for your arm to be fully back in action. Um, and so you guys head out together. Anything you had on you has been returned to you, Mihal. That includes the paper clippings you took from Jackson's room and from the assailant. Okay, I am going to need to get you to roll some dice before we go, and it will be. Okay. Do. Each one has 3. Okay. So
Everybody?
roll 1d6 twice.
Okay.
No, just you, Mihal, because you've recovered
3 and a 2.
the piece of paper. Okay. And 3 and a 2. 3 and a 2. Okay. So you have a number of pieces of information. I will drop them up onto the board for the next session. But some of them, one of the assailants got away with, and some of them are now in police custody because they were on the second assailant. Okay. Let's say I think we'll leave it there, and we'll work out next session where you guys regroup and how you all feel and how you recuperate after a grueling night getting shot by your friends, having knives thrown at you, and getting startled by mysterious figures running out of alleyways. Um, but we'll leave it there for now. And okay, so thanks very much, everybody. We're leaving it there for tonight. Great to get some good progress, and lovely to see everybody making the most of all their skills. Hopefully, you've all enjoyed it as much as I have, and we'll see you in the next session. Thank you very much.